Hello and welcome to Snowflake Greeting Cards, a drawing activity for Mr. Rogers' art class. To get started, we're just going to need a pencil and paper. And for the second part of this, you'll need markers and some kind of cardstock or thick paper like index cards. I picked out blue and green for my project. Alright, now if you've got a hexagon in your house, you might as well just go ahead and trace that, because we already learned that snowflakes are a hexagon in the center. But most people don't have a hexagon just laying around. So there's some other ways to make it. I'm going to show you how to do the star method and the stick method like this. It starts like that. So we're going to be using some of these shapes here at the bottom. Alright, we're going to be using a straight line, a X, a triangle, a stick shape, and a letter V. So those are the things we're going to do. I hope you know those shapes already. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now first, I'm going to start by making just a straight line. Make a few straight lines. And a letter V. Now I can take my letter V and draw a line through it. That gives me a branch shape. Doesn't that look like a little twig or tree branch? If I put my V going the other way, that's called a chevron. Now it looks like a tree. That's actually not what we want. We want the branch, not the whole tree, just the branch. Okay. Now sometimes a branch can look like a tree, but we'll get into that later. Next, the X. I got a flatter X, or the wide X. And this one is a taller X. It's long, up and down, right? Well, we're going to have to approach these differently. If I've got a straight line going up and down, then I'm going to use the flatter or wider X. And then if I've got a tall X going up and down, I'm going to come through the middle of it with a straight line going sideways or horizontally. Then I can add my branches by putting the letter V on each line. That's pretty good. And you see my branches, they don't run into each other. They don't crisscross over each other. And there's a couple ways I can draw the V on there. I can do all one side, then the other side, like that. Oh, that looks kind of like a tree, doesn't it? But it's okay, it's actually a branch. Or I can draw the V, just V, 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 chevrons. Okay. Now if you look at that, you see when it's right, the V's are always pointed towards the center like an arrow. The V is pointing towards the middle. Now, like I said before, it's hard to draw just a regular hexagon. So here's a way we can do it with a triangle. First I'm going to start with a regular triangle, pointed up. Then I'm going to draw another triangle on top of it, over top. And this one's pointed down. See how it cuts off the top of the first triangle? Then I'm going to draw a line coming out of each point of my star. There we go. That's a hexagon. Now I can put a V in between them if I want. We can do that. And I'm going to add my branches here. Just take your time. There we go. I might even put a little dot in the middle, because snowflakes start out as a raindrop, remember? Then they turn into a hexagon. Alright, so let's try that again. I got triangle and triangle. That makes a star. And actually, I'm going to trace around my star this time. I'm going to erase the middle. You don't have to do it like this. I just want to show you there's other ways to do it. You can try this if you want. If you mess up, no big deal. Alright, now I'm going to connect the inner parts here, these points. I'm making like a weird, spiky hexagon here. Then I add my branches. I might even draw a hexagon in the middle. Now that I have one there because I drew the star, it's easier to kind of figure out how to draw the hexagon. Six-sided hexagon. My favorite shape. Then you add the branches. You got a different looking snowflake. So after you've played around with it for a while, you should give it a try with the X method. So I got an X, and I got to put another line through it. But what if, oh, I messed up. Maybe I can still do it. Nope. It gets too crowded. That's why we use the X in the straight line, so we don't get too crowded like that. Sad. What's another thing that can happen? Maybe you start off correct, but then you figure, I want to have one that looks, kind of crazy. This is a common mistake. People, they put too many arms on their snowflake, and then it starts to get all jumbled up. Oof, no good, no good. So let's try it with the X in the straight line now. That'll keep us from making too many arms. So I start with a straight line going up and down. That means I'm going to do this wide X. There we go, like an X-wing fighter. There we go. A wide X has a straight up and down line going through it. If I've got a tall X, my straight line is going to go side to side or horizontally like that. There we go. And now I've got room for my branches. Right. I can go all the way around. See, they're not crisscrossing over each other. And I can make little ones with just one branch on it. Or I can make bigger ones with lots of branches. So after you get a chance to play with it, try to make it with markers and practice a few times. Fill up a whole page. I picked cool colored markers. That means they're cold looking. They don't have too much yellow. This green here was a little too bright, so I got rid of that one. If you've got a gel pen, a white gel pen, that can actually be cool to work with too. I like to use a Jelly Roll number 8. That's my favorite. But if you've got dark colored paper, like a dark blue paper, you can draw white snowflakes onto it with a gel pen. And that comes out pretty good. But if you don't have that, markers are just fine on white paper. Alright, now I'm done practicing. I'm ready to make my card. There it is. I said we were going to use these cards later. Here we go. This is an index card, and I just folded it in half. You can get these index cards down at the dollar store. You get a pack of like 100 when they got all kinds of colors. And I picked out the cold colors, the cool colors. Blue and green were the coolest colors they had because they have some blue in them. You know, green has blue in it. And blue is blue. The color of coldness, or ice, water, those cold kind of things. So now I get to it. I'm going to start making my snowflakes. I make a big, medium, and small one with each color marker that I have. Big, medium, small. Or medium, big, and small. And I'll try to fill up the whole front of my card. When it's done, I can put a little message on the inside. I'm going to say, Happy Holidays. Oh, how many L's? Just one L. Holidays. Alright. And of course, we got to put our name at the bottom. Who's it from? From F-R-O-M. Mr. Rogers. Alright, well I hope you had fun with that one. I'm going to put a little logo on the back here so people know it was made by Mr. Rogers. That's my little logo right there. It's got a hexagon. But if you have fun with this, you know, you can make more than just one. make a variety for all kinds of holidays. You know, this is a lot of fun. People love to get these kind of cards. Have a good time, and I'll see you in the next video.